Welcome back to Natural Health Channel. Today I have a very special guest with me. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I guess I'm the other half of Sharon, or the other person of Sharon, which makes me a husband. I'm Lucian Brown.
Yes, this is my wonderful husband Lucian, who's with me today. And today we are talking about andropause. Right, a couple of weeks ago I spoke about the menopause. And I did say that I'll ask my husband if he'd come along and talk about the andropause and how to maintain your testosterone levels, because I think it's very important. Men don't talk about it, and I think we should, because it's a natural phase of life and not everyone goes through it, but some do, and they suffer in silence. So today, Lou is going to tell us a few things that he does to actually boost his testosterone levels. Now, men go through hormonal changes, and these changes could include fatigue, depression, loss of sex drive, and irritability. So women, if you notice that your men are going through these things, ask the question, do you think you're going through the andropause? I mean, they may deny it, but keep at them. I'm sure they'll say something eventually. For women, we go through the menopause quickly. And for men, they go through it gradually. It occurs gradually at a steadier pace. And what happens is that their testosterone level and their androgen levels begin to drop from the age of 40. Yes, 40. And that happens slowly. That drop continues over several decades. Now, the symptoms that may affect men are kind of similar to women going through the menopause, and they include hot flashes, loss of hair, loss of height, so they begin to shrink, loss of muscle mass, thinning of the bones, and men boobs. Yes, men boobs. So we need to pay attention to those symptoms, men, check them out and have a look to see if you're developing any of these, and then you can actually do something about it.
Sorry to interrupt. This is not an indication of anything, let me just be clear. This is Shaman, because it was like the cul-de-sac. But anyway.
Yeah, so the key is to eat right, isn't it, Lou?
Absolutely, 100%.
And to stay as active as you can. And the mind plays a big role in this, and sleep. And I'm sure Lou's going to address all of those things. Now, it's important to include a whole grain plant-based diet in your life so that you can get all the benefits. Now, I'm not telling you to go vegan or vegetarian. It's okay to include a bit of clean organic meat and a bit of wild fish. It's okay to do that, but eating a lot more plants, nuts, seeds will help you to get through the different phases of life you go through. So Lou, are you going to tell us how you balance your testosterone levels?
Well, I'd like to, absolutely.
Okay, go ahead.
So first and foremost, I didn't even know what this andropause really was about. I mean, but I was just doing what I know how to do. And from a very early age, I was on this journey of staying fit and staying healthy. Mm-hmm. And over the years, I've learned a lot more things, and certainly since Sharon's been studying the courses that she's been studying, that's actually motivated and inspired me. So I've gone deeper into my training. So one thing I will say is that eating or living clean is very important.
Very important.
And for me, that's the basis of everything. So what I try to do is, in terms of eating clean and living clean, because it's a lifestyle. It's holistic.
Yes.
And so I tend to eat, as Sharon was saying, more organically. I eat things like pumpkin seeds, broccoli. I eat a lot of veggies, kale, spinach. Things that I hated before, I absolutely love these things. I eat a lot of the variety of nuts,
Yes.
you know, from seeds, as I said, pumpkin seed, sunflower. I eat Brazilian nuts. I eat walnuts, almond, you name it. All of that's in my diet.
Yes.
And the reason why I do this, I'm trying to incorporate good vitamins, good minerals.
Yes.
But all of these things will play a major part in boosting your testosterone.
Yes.
And but in addition to that, I also include very strict training. Now I used to do bodybuilding over the years, and I used to focus a lot on just heavy lifting. But over the years, I've learned that it's not just about looking good in terms of big muscles, but it's about actually being as healthy as you can.
Yes.
So I tend to train in three. I have three movements, as it were, and I apply a number of techniques. The three training routine I use, especially training at home because I can't go to the gym, is my legs,
yes,
my chest,
yeah,
and my shoulders.
Yeah.
And in bodybuilding terms, these are called compound movements.
Mm-hmm.
These things are associated with increasing testosterone. I mean, your exercise is absolutely critical.
Mm-hmm.
And I see a lot of men who spend ages on the treadmill doing cardio, and cardio is absolutely good because it gives you stamina. Mm-hmm. But you also need to build strength. You need to strengthen your heart. And this is where the weight training, the resistant training comes into play, or the hit word today is called hit training. And before Shane asked me what that is, that's high intensity training. And so high intensity training is effectively the amount of time you rest between each of the exercise you do. So, and I'll give you an example. So if you're doing squats, you do your first set of squats, 10 reps, and you rest for 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. That's not hit. What I tend to do, and it can vary according to individuals, I only rest about 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. So by the time I finish my training, which is about 20 to 30 minutes, mm-hmm. I've probably rested roughly around, a quarter of the time you would normally rest if you're just doing standard training. Yes. And that's very important because all that boosts supports your testosterone. Other things you need to do.
And research suggests that as you get older, HIIT training is actually better for you, for women and men. So it's important for women to do this type of training also.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And I go for a walk three nights a week. And in that 45 minutes walk, which I'm getting good cardio, I also sprint for 100 meters. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to stimulate the quick twitch muscle fibers within my body. Mm-hmm. And that's part of HIIT as well. It is. And it's high intensity. Mm-hmm. I also look at reducing stress. Yes. Now, I had no idea about how stress correlates or links to potential reduction in testosterone until I got into the science and understood that more stress releases cortisol and which in the long term reduces your testosterone. So what I try to do is relax. Yes. And how do I relax? I've incorporated deep breathing, which was something I never even considered. But it absolutely works. Very important. I also stretch. Men, we don't stretch. Mm-hmm. And stretching is important. Yes. And I'll tell you why in a bit. I also make sure I get a good amount of sleep. Yes. Now, according to some scientists, there are very few of us that can get by between 5 to 6 hours sleep. And I think I'm one of those because I used to do that and I was always fresh in the morning. But I've moved away from that now, and I try and make sure I get 7 to 8 hours sleep a night. And the reason why I do that, because during your sleep, it's when your body's repairing itself. Yes, it is. And again, your testosterone levels, it's at its premium. Yes. And that's why, there are certain things men will realize in the night, earthquakes or morning wood or whatever they call it. You get the picture. All of these things are good sign. Yes. And because your body's recuperating, your body's resting, your body's having time to do what it needs to do. Yes. The other thing I try to do as well is to make sure I get plenty of fresh air. I also look at different types of supplementation. Now, because I'm 99% plant-based, I only eat, as Shan mentioned, wild fish every so often. I make sure I'm getting enough vitamin B12. I don't take vitamin B12 on its own. I take a vitamin B complex because you want the synergization of all the other vitamin Bs, the niacins and things like that. So I take a vitamin B complex because I'm not eating meat.
Yes.
I also take vitamin D. You can read the research and the science behind the vitamin D3, how it helps, again, supporting testosterone. And the other thing I take is in terms of vitamins is I take vitamin C. And now vitamin C, according to some scientists, is a transporter of all good things in your body, all things good. So I make sure my vitamin C levels are good. Just to be clear, guys, I only supplement very little. I tend to rely on whole foods. Yes. Whole foods is king. Yes. Organic whole foods. Yes. Fruits and veggies, you know, whole grains. Yes. I don't do fast food. I don't snack on biscuits and things like that. I've cut all that. I don't do white sugar.
We don't do sugar.
We don't do sugar, period. But everybody must work out their own journey. Yes. There are other good things you can look at, like certain herbs. Yes. And the most researched herb is ashwagandha. Now, I've tried it, and I don't have anything negative to say about it, but I think what is important to note is that the more holistic a way you live your life, meaning you're eating, you're sleeping, you clean water, then when you take these herbs, you probably don't notice so much of a hit, because your body's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Your immune system's working, your metabolism's working, all the things that's working well. So you will get some benefits, but I didn't really notice a huge amount. And I mean, there are some side effects like can make you a bit dizzy, a bit nausea, but that's like anything. I've also tried maca. Maca is supposed to be very good.
And for women.
And for women as well, very good. Red maca, they talk about, also with black, gelatinized maca. It's also very good. There's been certain research on its effectiveness on men's prostate. So worth looking at. Yes. Ginger, again, there's studies that showing ginger helps to promote testosterone. Also, in this house, we love garlic. I mean, garlic is garlic is a daily thing of mine. And the reason for that, again, raw garlic, that's organic garlic.
Crushed raw garlic.
Absolutely. Yes. Also, with training and eating, there's a scientific explanation called nitric oxide, which is absolutely fundamental. Again, supports your testosterone.
And good for women as well.
When you train, especially squats and these compound movements, it does boost nitric oxide, which absolutely plays a part in testosterone. And what does it do? There are a number of things it does. I mean, people talk about NO in the scientific term as being a free radical, and people hear that and think, "Oh my goodness, a free radical." No, it's not a bad free radical. But what it does, it closes and it relaxes and dilates your blood vessels. So it's enabling your blood to flow to literally every organ in your body, even the smallest blood vessels in your body. And that's why I incorporate NO exercises, which is like, the compound movements. There is a specific exercise which Dr. Bush and Dr. Markello and Dr. Joe actually demonstrates a quick 3 minutes NO exercise. I do that in pretty much every day. It's good if time's against you. Sharon, you can probably
we can drop the link below.
To have a look at that.
Yes, we'll drop you the link below so you can take a look at that.
And I think the other thing why I eat this way as well is to make sure I'm getting plenty of omega-3s, which is absolutely a key again. And I get my omega-3s from the different nuts and seeds, pure olive oil, fish oil supplements. Actually, good point. I forgot about that one.
Very key.
I can't underestimate the importance. Overestimate, whichever is correct. The importance of omega-3 and the balance of omega-3s against omega-6s. Yes. And you tend to get high omega-6s in processed foods, which is why I don't do the processed foods, which is why I eat clean. So these are the things I do in my life. I'm sleeping well. I have no problem sleeping. I'm not experiencing any energy lack. I'm not losing my appetite in anything. things that I'm experiencing, things that I was experiencing when I was in my early 20s. In fact, I'm only 31, but anyway, that's another matter. Yeah, so I think the last point I want to make is I Sharon mentioned before about loss of hair. Let me just reiterate that one. This is not like low testosterone, but it's very important that I believe prevention is better than cure.
Totally.
So I always read around quite widely across all different areas of life and try and look at the positive and try and lead my life in that lifestyle. And that by the grace of God and all things being equal, I can, if I get knocked, I can bounce back because my body's functioning as good as it should be.
Yes.
It's doing the things it's doing because I'm consciously trying to live a healthier lifestyle.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I've missed anything, Sharon.
No. Just to say that there are a couple of other supplements, royal jelly being one of them, and tribulus being one that you've tried.
Yes, tribulus.
Would you like to give a little?
Yeah, I tried tribulus. Tribulus, I didn't notice anything massive because I was trying to grow my biceps bigger because, as Sharon mentioned, I'm a lot leaner and the things, when you start to eat clean and you cut out all the processed things, you are going to drop body fat. And I've dropped a lot of body fat. And so I was trying to bulk up a bit more. So I tried a tribulus. I didn't really notice anything massive, but I didn't take it for a long period of time. And sometimes you're going to take these supplements over time to get that benefit. And I was nervous about, is it toxic? But obviously I did more research and found that it isn't toxic. And just to actually say before I forget, we need to be looking at different things in our lives, in our homes, because toxicity not just only affects your testosterone, but it affects your well-being.
Yes.
And even simple, and I know some of you guys might think I'm a bit extreme. I've moved away from using strong aftershave and cologne because I'm just trying to minimize the toxicity in my body as much as possible, so it will enable things like my testosterone, because testosterone is key for men. And I think that's it.
So your body has less filtering to do when you minimize all of those things.
Absolutely.
Yes, that is fantastic, Lou. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Showing his muscles off. Yes, please don't suffer in silence. If you are going through any of these symptoms and you think we may be able to help, please drop me an email. I'll pop my details below. Thank you for coming back today. Please comment, share, like and subscribe. And please remember to hit the notification bell if you'd like to hear when we upload another video. Lou?
I just want to say, I think you might have mentioned, we're not pretending to be your doctors, your medical doctors. No. If you're on any medication, please seek professional advice.
Definitely.
And that's it really.
Yes, we are not medical doctors. This is for information purposes only. So if you do have a medical issue, please go and see your GP. If you want me to discuss with you lifestyle changes and things you can do to improve your diet, your health and your lifestyle, because this channel is all about inspiring, enabling and educating you to do your best to recover, improve or maintain your lifestyle. Thank you for coming back and hopefully see you soon. Bye-bye.